Hello the people, Wildcard here. Well, it's February, which most fandoms refer to as the month of love, so I figured I'd make a video about something I love.
And Paige and I really love Yu-Gi-Oh, can't you tell?
So to celebrate my love for him and the game, I decided to play the new Yu-Gi-Oh Master Duel game for almost an hour and a half, so I could report my first impressions to you guys.
Now before we begin, I might as well drop some disclaimers. I mostly played in the solo mode because my internet currently sucks for online multiplayer and I didn't want to risk a game loss for network latency.
I'm also playing on the Nintendo Switch version, so I'm not going to judge the game on graphics or performance issues as they may be caused by the platform. That being said, let's dive in. The first thing I noticed when I look at the terms of service is that they added a lot of things that you shouldn't do in the game. On one hand, the average player may look at these and say it's just common sense, but clearly Konami wanted to make sure they have all their bases covered such that they could take action in case things go from good to bad to ugly between players in their game. Seek a relationship? If I wanted to seek a relationship while playing Yu-Gi-Oh, I'd just use Dueling Book. There's basically only one thing about these terms I didn't like, the save data section. Basically, Konami doesn't have any guarantee your save data can be preserved. If it stopped there, I'd be fine. But it also says that they can modify or delete your save data anytime they want without warning you, especially if you're inactive for long periods of time.
I mean, I would love to curse out Konami for essentially adding yet another sneaky way to screw over their player base, but honestly at this point it'd be just as productive to scream at a wall. After selling your soul to the children's card game for what is clearly not the first time, you are presented with a survey regarding your experiences with the manga and anime, the trading card game, and the Duel Links app. Konami doesn't actually do anything with this information, it's just used to configure the default settings for the game.
You are then presented with a tutorial for playing the game. You can skip this if you'd like, but I'd recommend playing it anyway to get a feel for the controls. Trust me, you'll need this so you don't get confused later on when you try certain hotkeys from previous Yu-Gi-Oh games only to find out they don't work.
When duels are happening, I'll admit the engine is solid and the visuals are breathtaking. It really stands out from previous games that try to go for the basic anime style, but my issue is that it stands out so much to the point where it just feels wrong.
These are the kinds of visuals I'd expect for Magic the Gathering, not Yu-Gi-Oh!
And why the hell would they ask me from the start if I'm familiar with the anime when I see nothing in front of me that I could strictly identify as being from the anime? The life counters may be from V-Rains or something, I don't know, I never watched V-Rains. But the thing that I find the most egregious of all, apart from not having the background change when a field spell card is activated, is the conflicting themes of the music and sound effects.
The music is going for the vibe of something ancient and based in fantasy, like the Egyptian-based stuff from the original anime.
Yet the UI and sound effects are based on something more modern and sci-fi, like V-Rains.
I can understand bringing together old and new fans alike, but this just sounds wronger than Donkey Kong and Bowser and Skylanders.
Once you finish the tutorial, you get to pick your first structure deck, choose an in-game display name that you can change later, download an update patch, and then get dropped into the main menu, only to get bombarded by a million notifications that probably mean nothing for first-time players. Then the next thing I did was link the game save to my Konami ID.
Basically, you need to make a Konami account to have access to your save data if you ever play the game on a different platform or device. This game is available on the Xbox One or newer, the PlayStation 4 or newer, the Nintendo Switch, Steam, iOS, and Android. I wonder what other games are capable of cross-multiplayer like this. Anyway, there's an in-game shop where you can buy things with gems. You can either earn gems by completing in-game missions, or buy them with real money, because of course that's an option in these free-to-play games.
Anyway, you can use gems to buy card packs and structure decks, which is pretty much how you get cards in the actual trading card game. But you can also purchase cosmetic items such as dueling companions, different battlefields to play on, deck sleeves, and player icons. You can also buy pack bundles with a guaranteed ultra rare card, or something called a duel pass? This lets you earn gems and other prizes by dueling online and keeping your grade up. Huh.
But I digress. Duel mode is where you can challenge other players with certain rule sets and kick ass.
But since I'm a lonely lone loner and the idea of talking to other people scares the crap out of me, I pretty much stuck to solo mode.
In solo mode, you complete duels to collect rewards and either learn things to improve your dueling in general, or learn about the lore and strategy behind certain card archetypes.
Normally I'd be excited about the prospect of investing hours or so into an epic campaign, learning strategies as I go, and collecting fantastic rewards that I could take with me into multiplayer.
But to be honest, nothing about this mode really piqued my interest.
I may sound really picky right now, but let me put it to you this way.
If I want to play a Yu-Gi-Oh video game, it's because I want to play Yu-Gi-Oh!
But also because I want to play a video game. Previous Yu-Gi-Oh video games had things in them that I couldn't do in the actual trading card game.
Forbidden Memories let me actually play out the fantasy of being the Pharaoh. Duel Academy on Game Boy Advance and Tag Force on PSP let me actually become a student in Duel Academy, interact with the other characters, and become part of the anime storyline. Wheelie Breakers let me play card games on motorcycles, and even Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution let me play through an abridged version of every single anime up to V-Reigns, which got me hyped up to watch them all again.
It's that card! This game is just Yu-Gi-Oh! Nothing more, nothing less. Some people might have a preference for that, but honestly, I'm just bored. I beat one chapter and the game advised me to add the card I won in the previous chapter to my deck, so let's check out the deck menu.
Obviously, this is where you can create and edit decks, but you can also take cards you don't need anymore and turn them into crafting points, which lets you craft new cards. Okay, I think I know what this game is trying to do, but I'm just going to stop here before I get too deep into this. Account-based cross-multiplayer? A dual pass? Seasons? Crafting? I don't need to beat around the bush anymore. My first impressions rating for this game is a Fortnite out of 10.
I might have gotten a similar vibe from Duel Links in the past, but honestly it's been really long since I played that game and I can't really remember much of the details of it.
But this game barely hides its similarities to Fortnite, if it's even hiding them at all.
They have a dual pass with similarities to Fortnite's Battle Pass, ranking is done in seasons, cross-platform multiplayer is managed by your Konami account, and do I even need to mention the crafting again?
There are a couple of things that Fortnite does right that Master Duel unfortunately drops the ball on. Fortnite's microtransactions only come into play for cosmetic items and the optional PvE mode, whereas Master Duel, being based on the actual Yu-Gi-Oh trading card game, encourages the toxic and addictive behavior of pay to win.
The other thing that Fortnite does right compared to this game is how it handles its virtual currency. Most of the gems you buy on any particular platform in Master Duel are locked to that specific platform, with only certain bonus or free allotments of gems being available cross-platform.
I heard Fortnite doesn't have this problem, but please, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong.
If you want to play Yu-Gi-Oh for free, no strings attached, I highly recommend fan-made sites such as Dueling Book or Dueling Nexus, or applications such as EDO Pro or YGO Omega. As a Yu-Gi-Oh game, Master Duel is a solid experience, but as a video game, it's basically just Fortnite for nerds that think they're too intelligent for Fortnite.
Before I go, I'd like to share a drinking game with you. Go back to the part where I gave this game a rating, and take a drink every time I say the word Fortnite in this part of the video. Fortnite.